Hi, I'm Alfred Bundy. Welcome to this special edition of Meet the Leaders here in New Jersey State House. We're here in Trenton talking to state legislators. This program is brought to you by Altice USA. My special guest now is Assemblywoman Angelica Jimenez. Let me make sure I say that right. And you are from the 32nd District. Tell me about your district.
Well, it encompasses a few towns, most of them in Hudson County. I do represent also two Bergen County towns, and I'm a lifelong West New Yorker.
All right, you were very good at telling me all those towns, so run the towns down.
It's East Newark, Harrison, Kearny, Secaucus, West New York, Gothenburg, North Bergen. I also represent Fairview and Edgewater. Those are my two Bergen County towns. And I live in West New York.
Fantastic.
I currently raise my two kids there, and lifelong Hudson County girl, West New York girl all the way, and very proud to represent such a diverse district.
Okay, now is the Meadowlands part of your area?
The Meadowlands, well, Secaucus is a big part of the Meadowlands area.
Okay.
But Meadowlands, I mean, there's Rutherford in there. I don't represent Rutherford.
Okay, that's actually Rutherford. You're absolutely right. Now listen, there's Budget Day, 167 bills going on today. What's in the budget that you want to make sure stays in the budget?
Well, a lot of our school funding, our pension funding, that's very important, and that's all in there. It looks like a very fair budget, and so far it's looking very promising for today. So I'm hoping that everything will go as planned, and there will be some discussion back and forth with the governor, but we are working with the governor and with the Senate. So we all have to be on the same page as good Democrats, and it's all about our constituents and providing these services to New Jersey and to our residents. That's what it's all about.
Tell me what committees you serve on currently.
I serve as Vice Chair for Regulated Professions. I also am on Health and Senior Services, and I also am on, I'm having a brain, Regulated Professions.
Well, you got two good ones there. I mean, now women's health
No,
bill.
Health and Senior Services, which is, I've been on there forever, and Regulated Professions. I can't even think of
Assemblywoman, that's okay.
It's my newer committee, Homeland Security, which my son, as a police officer, he just graduated in the police department. He says, "Mom, that's like great. It's news for me." So I'm more about education. I'm still dedicated to education.
But stay with us. Speaking of education, the governor campaigned for free junior college, community college. Free tuition, no tuition. He has something called the Community College Opportunity Grant. You support that bill?
I do support it. I think it's important as it is right now. I think if you make $45,000, you are entitled to free education in our community colleges. I think we're going to be raising that
to $65,000. That's what I hear.
$5,000. So I think that is still very fair. As a single mom of two kids, I know how important it is with a mortgage and all of that.
Working and
trying to keep everything together. I represent, I think, a majority of our base, and I wish there were more moms like myself that are not attorneys, but we are the working class, and that's what I represent, the middle class, working class, struggling to make ends meet, and it's important. So I'm happy, honored to represent my constituents, and I think most of New Jersey.
Let's talk about New Jersey Transit. People's fares are still going up, but at the same time, the service may not be all it should be now. Your area, there's a whole lot of transportation needs.
Listen, the 32nd District is one of the highly densely populated in the state. And people throughout the rest of our state, they don't understand how it looks like a little dot on our legislative map. And we all represent the same amount of people. So believe me, I know the struggles.
Is there money in this budget to improve?
There is supposed to be budget money set aside for transportation, which is important. Would it make much of a difference in my district? Honestly, we are so densely populated. We depend on New Jersey Transit. We depend on a lot of these jitneys that are very popular in my area that New Jersey Transit seems to support because they don't have enough, even though they have increased the set amount of buses on certain routes into the city because we are so close to New York City. But if you ask a regular person on my block, I live off of Main Thoroughfare, Bergen Line Avenue, that's where all the buses go through. They say, my God, we need more. I drive, and I park, so it's so congested as is. But it is the reality that we live. We live in a state that is growing, a state that I live in an area that is so close to New York. We have a lot of people that move over from New York City because our rents are so affordable compared to living in the city.
No question.
So it is what it is. A lot of these people don't drive; they don't have cars because now they either Uber it, take the transit, take whatever means. We have the light rail, which we would love to see. I would love to see more expansion of that light rail. So these are works in progress, and we have to give our governor the opportunity. This is his first term, so we want to give him the opportunity to continue doing his job.
He campaigned hard, was on TV making commercials for a millionaire's tax. Is that going to be in this budget?
I don't see it. But will that be open for discussion? I'm hoping that it will be. I'm supportive of it, but it is, we all have to be on the same page. And I worked very hard for Governor Murphy's getting him elected because I thought we needed this change. So I'm hoping that as long as we have a surplus in the budget, as long as it's a fair budget for everybody, I'm not in favor of any shutdown because it only hurts. It hurts the people of New Jersey.
No, we don't want to shut down.
No,
citizens do not want to shut down.
As long as we're open to compromise and to discussing these things, I'm sure the governor is also. So we just want to make it work.
Let me ask you one last question. Certainly, the opioid crisis, addiction is high. It's affecting all kind of people. Any money in this budget to deal with the opioid crisis?
I think there is some money. I don't think they're planning on taxing that, as discussed. But
do we need more in the budget? Is that what do you think?
I think we have to focus on mental health. I think that's a big part of it. And like I said, even though I serve on these 3 wonderful committees, I think mental health is a huge issue. I think it starts with that. In our schools, we have to start educating our little kids about the issues. Some of these kids, the teachers, my biggest focus, I always say, and it's always been the same since the beginning, is education. I think that a lot of kids in our area, not everybody, but don't have the household. The teachers are their mom and their dad.
So you want them to very early learn about some of the crises with drug addiction and problems.
Drug addiction, domestic violence. Some kids don't have a household, a conventional household like we would like for them. But that teacher and that educator is their home.
Absolutely.
That's their safe haven. And I think that we have to focus at a very early age. So for me, it's important to make sure we have money going into education, early childhood education, and there is money in there for that, and that's my big thing. I think if we start there, I think the sky's the limit.
Well, listen, we want to thank you, Angelica.
Thank you. Angie is fine.
Angie is fine.
Angie's
and then we
so
mentioned Jimenez.
Jimenez.
Okay, we got that right. Wait, we want to thank you for being on Meet the Leaders and thank you for your service
Thank
to the state of New Jersey.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Great.